Are you here about my son's old Subaru?
Yes, ma'am. Someone told me you might be selling it.
I need the money, but it was all he loved.
Ma'am, please don't sell it to the junkyard yet.
They offered 2,000, and I may need it.
Then let me clean it first and find its real value.
This yellow Subaru WRX was not sitting in Eleanor's barn because she forgot about it. It was sitting there because a mother could not bring herself to touch the last thing her son loved. I met Eleanor on an old farm in rural Pennsylvania, standing inside a dark barn beside a dusty yellow 2002 Subaru WRX Bug-Eye, holding her orange cat tight against her chest. She was 81 years old, frail, lonely, and living with bills that had slowly become too heavy for her to carry. Land taxes, daily expenses, and basic living costs had grown to about $6,500, and Eleanor had run out of things she could sell. The Subaru had belonged to her son. He had loved that car more than anything, talked about it constantly, cared for it like it was part of his identity, and after he passed away, Eleanor left it exactly where it was. For 7 years, dust settled over the yellow paint, the glass turned cloudy, and the barn grew quiet around it. To a junkyard beer, it looked like an old broken car. To Eleanor, it was the last piece of her boy still sitting in the world. When I walked in, she looked at me with tired eyes and asked if I was there about her son's old Subaru. I told her someone had said she might be selling it. She held the cat closer and said, "I need the money, but it was all he loved." That line told me this was not just a sale. This was a mother being forced to trade grief for survival. A junkyard had offered her only $2,000, and she was thinking about taking it because she believed the car was too dirty and too far gone to matter. But I knew that Bug-Eye WRXs still mean something to people who grew up loving them, especially when they are original and have a real story behind them. I asked Eleanor not to sell it to the junkyard yet. We started carefully, clearing the barn floor, washing away 7 years of dust, cleaning the glass, detailing the interior, checking the engine bay, and slowly bringing the yellow paint back. Eleanor watched from a quiet corner with her cat in her arms. At first, she looked like every clean panel hurt her a little, because it brought her son back in pieces. But as the WRX came alive again, the sadness in her face softened. It no longer looked abandoned. It looked loved. After the cleaning and basic revival, we shared the story honestly. A young Subaru enthusiast reached out, not to flip the car or take advantage of Eleanor, but because he had dreamed of owning a clean Bug-Eye WRX since he was a kid. When he heard it had belonged to her son, he promised to care for it the right way. He paid a fair price, far above the $2,000 she almost accepted. After costs, Eleanor received enough to clear the $6,500 she